قناوة قناوة يا قناوة يا طير الغابة بابا ميمون وبقناوة بابا ميمون يا بواب الكل أبواب قناوة وبقناوة قناوة يا قناوة يا طير الغابة بابا ميمون قناوة وبلادة يا بابا ميمون يا فوق الغابة وبلادة يلا يا سيدي يلا يا بابا سير وجهنا وبقناوة وبلادة يا بابا ميمون يا فوق الغابة ورجال الغابة يلا يا سيدي
Good morning, good morning. It's Friday. It's Brekky In The Cave. Thank you for joining us this morning. Hope you like the new loading intro screen. Nice little warm-up graphic. Friday morning. We've got some bangers to spin for you today. That's what I'm talking about. This one, the Berlin remix of Baba Mimon, I believe it's pronounced. Speakerman sound on the original. Love a bit of Berlin in the morning. It's Fresh Fridays. Duke Sky and Luciferian shall be joining us. We'll be getting into all of that in just a second. For now, enjoy the good vibes. Good morning, friends. Good morning. We kicked off this morning with the sounds of Berland with a Baba Minoun. That one is a remix from the original of Speaker Man Sound. Always love what Berland is doing, bringing some fresh flavours left, right and centre. It is Friday morning and we are going to be looking at a number of different topics today. So we're going to be looking into, of course, Fresh Fridays, where I am joined by Duke Sky and Luciferian. So Duke Sky joins us pretty much to run through the reviews of all the latest bangers. We have got, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bangers in the clip. Maybe 9. Yeah, it's 9. Sorry, fully miscounted. We've got 9 bangers in the clip for you today. We're going to be playing them, running through them, giving you our opinion analysis, giving them a rating out of 5. And Luciferian will also be joining us from around 10:30. He'll be in the building pretty much discussing his brand new single. There's 2 tracks on there. So we're going to be looking through everything that he's currently got going on, as well as looking at what's going on with isolation, what's going on in the world of music. A few very interesting articles dropping yesterday afternoon. So we're going to be looking through what they mean for different areas of the scene. So we're just going to run some bangers this morning. Now, realistically, this show will, the Friday shows are most likely to get pulled from YouTube most of the time, so the only time you'll be able to listen to them is either live or via the podcasts, which go up on Spotify and SoundCloud and Apple Music. So what we're doing now is pretty much taking this opportunity, as we know the shows aren't gonna pretty much stay up. We're gonna take this opportunity to run tunes that I really, really want to run, but know that it will most likely pull other shows. So this one comes from The Weeknd off his brand new album. This one is Escape from LA. Don't go anywhere. It's Friday morning and we are live on Brekky In The Cave.
Talk to me about the men who try to get in between us. They buy you bags and jewelry, yeah. They think your kindness is so weak. No, you don't give it up so easy, baby. But you just wanted my attention. You just wanted my affection. You got me tattooed on your mind. You just want me all the time. We'll figure out, I shouldn't find a way. When you say that you need space, I give you space. Girl, when you're ready, you know where I stay. When it comes to all these hoes, I'll never chase. But this world is such an evil place. And these hoes will always find a way. Cause when I'm on the liquor, I go crazy. And for that pussy, you know I'm a slave. This place is never what it seems. Take me out of LA. Take me out of LA. This place will be the end of me. Take me out of LA. Take me out of LA. I'm in this spider Porsche cruising down the street. Black on black, Venom covered teeth. Keanu Reeves way a nigga speed.
Sounds of The Weeknd on this one. Escape from LA, my favourite track off the brand new album. Of course, not including Blinding Lights. I'm starting to hear the Blinding Light remix pop up as well. There's loads of them floating around. It's only ever a matter of time.
Cause I got everything I wanted. Got the money, got the cars, got the ceiling with the stars. Got everything I wanted. But I'd be nothing without you. Give you everything you wanted. Give you power, give you life, give you space so you can shine. Give you everything you wanted. But none of that matters to you. This place take me out of LA. Take me out of LA. Out of this place be the end of me. Take me out of LA. Take me out. Nobody's watching. She closed the door and then she locked it for me, for me. We had sex in the studio. Nobody walked. I cut my purse and then she popped for me, for me. LA girls all look the same. I can recognize same work done on their face. I don't criticize. She a cold-hearted bitch with no shame, but her throat too far. She got chrome hearts hanging from her neck, and them shits going wild when she rides. She hold tight. She gon' ride till sweat fall down her spine. She's all mine for the night. She's all mine until he calls her line. She pulled up to the studio. Nobody's watching. She closed the door and then she locked it.
Sounds of the weekend on that one. Escape from LA. Out to the early morning listeners. Make sure you are subscribing to the channel, liking the video, and of course dropping a little message in the chat box. I want to see exactly what everyone is up to this morning. It's Friday. Let me know your plans. What are people doing for their Friday evenings? I want to know if people have specific like watch party things going on, if people are doing house party. You know what? I haven't tried house party yet, and I'm a little bit scared to, because everyone who I see talking about it seems to pretty much tell me that, oh yeah, random people just join your lobby and can see you on webcam and stuff. And I'm just a bit like, it seems a little bit intrusive, to be honest with you. There's probably settings and stuff that you can change, but from an outside perspective, having never actually played it, it does seem very much like it's it just seems very much like it's difficult to keep it like contained, if you know what I mean. That's what it seems to be to me anyway. So we've got loads of stuff on the way. We're going to be jumping on the phone with Duke Sky in just a second. For now though, we're going to keep the good vibes and good music rolling. We're going to jump into this one from Millions. This is a tune again. Fridays we have a bit more free license because we know pretty much for certain that the show is going to get pulled from YouTube after it goes up. So it streams live on YouTube. We use the audio recordings and stuff to put up podcasts, but the actual video we know is most likely to get pulled regardless. So it gives us a bit of free license. It means we can play whatever, because it's getting pulled anyway. We may as well play whatever we want. So this one is a track I'm really, really feeling from Millions. This one is BX19. It's just gone 13 minutes past 10 here on the Cubcam YouTube channel. Out to all the locked-in crew. Don't go anywhere. It's Brekky.
Told bro everyone's gonna fall out. So we should just move to man anyway.
Bro, the occasion I've been here on pavement, so likely you do it so blatantly. Old school did hand out my CV, but they said I never had no vacancies. Bro said lick it, it's only a course. It gives a shit if the squall AC. Main road. Just make sure you note down the registration, it starts with BX19. It's like everyone's preying, but no one showing man angles. Man done 20 in that kitch ass dangles. Man to go obey me and H in sandals. Hot gal come, I don't like no candles. Treat her like a bitty and give her a sample. Talking about she gon' ride this dick, you're gonna need a good grip to hold this handle. End trap to the pouts mental, I give him 5 men for the rascal special. Anything sweet like cinnamon pretzel, had a shotgun in a stolen whip. Really told that bitch was a rental. Really told that bitch was a hire car. Not really feeling my Bayesian thing. I prefer my new sweet one from Guyana. It's like 3 AM I'm on Soho Road. All I really want is a one juice. I said that Jeep-O cruise past, I told my driver slow down, man, I'm not even on you. I just slapped tints on his Veeks, so he be able to lose this whip already. Told my driver, don't turn jelly, you gotta stand steady like a girl in weddy. You gotta stand steady like a yardie girl that goes heavens on a weekend. Girl get vexed, I don't see them, no feelings, we ain't in a no dealings. Old school, you try phone me up and say where you at, I'll come Perry Bar. I ain't even from Perry Bar, I'm just down the road, it's not very far. Man get gone down in these Brumtown trenches, old school Crick Lane, 8 mils got tested. But that was a shit thing, would've hurt more if you got injected. Yardie ting try jumping away at the corner like while like she's trying to deflect it, hectic. Fuck the Bunny and Clyde thing, that was my gal, she wouldn't be interested. 018 an illegal visit, Thames Valley asking if I know about M. No officer, I ain't got no info. Worst thing is man weren't even involved. No combo, I don't talk with gringos. Gal get gas when the airman's lingo. Way too catty. Bingo, I swear that's him, or reverse the dingo. He can get green light at the red light, or you see his headlights on a 4x4. And had the sweets for like 2 days, certain got slapped, now we need some more. Bow! Angie OD'd in the tea house, slapping her face, trying to make her respawn. But I said, it's that time of the month, I don't care about that, just give me some jaw. Don't tie the lace to my white Air Ones, it's the 5th time Kate asked me how long. I told her I'm at the traffic lights, but me and you know I'm really not. Told her 5 minutes like an hour ago, these times it's still in the pot. Bout wine and cotch, gal, you best know if I this. Told bro everyone's gonna fall out, so we should just move to man anyway. Really and true. Man, don't do MMA, flick ting on my waist, get my gal pepper spray. Bow. Told her we can't go uptown, I said it's close to the pagan blocks. Really it's not, my side thing works in the mail box. She knows it's 5 bills what the trainers cost, now she's saying Gauchos is her favourite spot. Huh? Don't know what she's telling me that for, nobody can't get no dinner date. Piss her to dash for a parcel, man.
Right then, how are we doing? We are live inside the building. This is Fresh Fridays, myself and Jukes Guy. Jukes Guy's on the phone. How are you doing this morning, sir?
Hey, yeah, not too bad, thank you, mate. Quarantined up, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you finding things?
Yeah, no, it's good. I mean, anyone who knows me knows I've been in training for self-isolation for about 26 years now. No, this is my bag, really. Just leave me alone. Let me get on with stuff. I'll come out when I want to come out.
Nice. Like, how, like, what are your sort of like day-to-day things looking like then? Because obviously you're not able to go to sort of normal work, I'm presuming.
No, I can't go to work. Can't go to the gym. I'm quite lucky, really, in where I live. So it's literally right on the seafront on my doorstep. So I do venture out onto there, get a bit of fresh air, get a bit of exercise. But no, other than that, it's a whole lot of chilling.
Nice.
And learning as well. I'm brushing up in some languages that sort of got pushed to the wayside over the past couple of years. So
very interesting. So this is a thing we've been running on the show for the last couple of weeks. We've been running sort of like weekly themes, and this week's theme has been what skills can people learn during this time. We've had a lot of people message in saying like production stuff or like mastering or video editing and stuff like that. I've only had one person say languages.
Yeah, well, I think languages is fun. It's fun to say, but then you actually get down and you're like, oh, I know nothing. Yeah. And then I think that frightens a lot of people. And it's sort of, I think the idea of it is a lot more appealing than the actual act itself. But I don't know, what I would say is just don't overwhelm yourself. Start at the basics, and before you know it, you'll be flying through it.
Definitely, man. Like, I remember being dreadful at languages in school. I did French GCSE, got a C, and I think I got. I think I was more happy about getting the C in that than every other result I got, even though it was like not at the time it wasn't even that great. But I remember just hating doing it so much because I just couldn't get another language into my head. I always remember that being a thing. But yeah, there's been
C's a pass.
C's a pass. I mean, I could not tell you anything in French, but it's one of those ones. But yeah, I think as well. I mean, some of the interesting ones we've seen popping up are people doing like online uni courses and stuff like that. We spoke to Max Wheeler this week, and he was very much pushing this sort of like e-learning idea. Obviously, that's what he does anyway. So it kind of like it works for him. But have you seen these big lists of online courses that are coming out?
No, I haven't. Well, who's that available for?
So basically, there's been a massive a list came out yesterday, which had I think 600 courses on it, and they've all been made available and free for different from different universities and colleges around the world. I'm going to try and find a link to a link to the list as well. But here we go. We're going to run. I just need to find this. But yeah, I think there was 190 colleges and universities from around the world have all kind of come together with it. But there's now 600 different free courses online, which you can basically take.
Nice. Well, yeah, I think that's the silver lining in turbulent times like this, is I think you see people's humanity come out a bit more, you know?
Definitely, man. I think, I was looking through this list. There was languages in there was programming, mathematics, like there were so many things that you can do online, like from home, that don't necessarily require like that sort of necessary like contact with a tutor. Guns just messaged me, he's locked in saying he started a computer science course yesterday. Like there's loads of like things that you can kind of start to pick up, I think. And I think this is it's sort of like the perfect time to do it.
Yeah, again, I think it's just about finding which skill you're best suited to and which you can adapt towards. Myself personally, the one skill I'd love to learn, but I just know my brain and I know it's just not feasible, is coding. I'd love to learn coding, but it's just one of them things. So if anyone can go out there and learn coding for me,
and then just pass it on in digestible chunks.
Yeah. Or if I've got a skill that we could it's a little back scratching. Exchange. Yeah,
I've literally just found this list. There's programming courses, engineering courses. There are computer science courses, social sciences on here as well. There's normal sciences, art and design.
Philosophy up, boy.
Humanities are in there. There's business. I'm going to post this link up afterwards, actually. Josh sent it over to me yesterday. Health and medicine courses, data science, education and teaching, personal development courses. There's so much on there.
Well, shout to everyone brushing up on their skills in that, and shout to everyone who's volunteered for the NHS as well.
Yeah, I mean, what's the number at now? Is it like 500,000 now? Around that?
Way past that. I think that it was 500,000 yesterday morning. So
that's an absolute madness, man. I mean, did you hear the claps yesterday?
Yeah. Do you know what? I sort of I didn't forget about it, but you know, when you just get distracted doing something, then all of a sudden it's just uproar from outside. I was like, oh. It sort of took me a second. I was like, that must be that.
That'll be what that is, yeah.
Leant out the window and had a little chinwag with a nice old lady who's probably I'm in an apartment building. I think she's like 3 apartments along and maybe 2 floors down. So she was like looking up at me and we were just having a little chat. Like, nice bit of positivity in this troubling time. Yeah,
it did feel like it did feel very unifying. I think more than anything else.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's the most community spirit I've felt since football was coming home.
Yeah, literally
since 2018.
Since England were going to win the World Cup.
Since Kane should have squared it.
I was going to say that exactly. Since Kane should have squared it.
No, do you know what? I watched that many a time back, and I think Sterling was actually slightly offside. I think it would have been an agonising VAR decision to take it away from us. So it's fun to say, but we can rest easy.
All right, so obviously there hasn't really been much football on, or much football news. I mean, there's a little bit of transfer news floating around, but it is looking like the season's going to be finishing up soon. I think at some point next week we might sit down and do a football kind of online podcast maybe, and get.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. I mean, there's news developing by the day. It's a lot slower than we're used to in terms of the news stories breaking and developing. But I think there's an interesting thing about the FA expunging all leagues. I think it was from conference and below. They're just cancelled essentially for the 1920 season. And they'll focus on preparations for next. But it'll just be interesting to see how that echoes through the rest of the pyramid, you know?
Yeah, definitely, man. Right, we're going to jump into a tune next. This one is a track that was supposed to be on the playlisting for Trickstar a couple of weeks ago. This one is Cadenza with Walkout, featuring Miss Banks and Spice. So we're going to get into this one, then carry on a bit of conversation, and then we're going to get on the phone with a man like Luciferian, who has two new tunes, not 2 new singles, it's a single with 2 tunes on there, out today. So don't go anywhere.
Killing this money, you turn me into a villain. Killing this money, you turn me into a villain. Bitch and my minion, they copy the vision. If off with them looking, they're looking. But trust me, boy, you never find another. Savage but undercover, harsh your brother alive. They don't know who I be, this shit mad as can be. Yeah, they're bad for their bridges, but they ain't better than me. They ain't better than me, they ain't better than me. If you think that you're better, you must be madder than me. I'm a born winner, so you know I never could fail. Get into that real green, I ain't talking about hell. And I'm bringing them hell, I'ma always prevail. Put me on any stage, better know I show. 4-4 to your door, yeah, my name ring bells. This you think they're too sick, that's why we don't gel. I don't F with the gimmicks, and I'm in it to win it. If you know your ting up there and you ain't timid, my girl, walk out, my girl, walk out. You ain't got no doubts. Walk out, my girl, walk out. Raw talk, soon blow, soon blow, soon blow. Better act like you know. My girl, walk out, walk out, walk out.
We ain't make my back it up, my bumper fatty so cock up. Bounce it up, it a get up, me jerk it up and slap it up. Then my body so hot up, sometimes my attitude a up. Walk out and stand up $1 million me spend up. Clear the way when you see me make me mash up in a this. My face, no girl can't chat up in a this. Real bad girl, me no take style in a this. Video light excuse when me walk up in a this. Rip the runway like a real top model. No one bag a man never jump in a me saddle. Some girl a drown and a fight for your paddle. My bumper so firm, me no soft like waffle. When you see me walk out, clear the way and come out. Now have no time for waste, low life chatty mode. Cause me spend me one money, me no live hand to mouth. What do my trust, body every man bounce about.
My girl, walk out, my girl, walk out. You ain't got no doubts. Walk out, my girl, walk out.
Walk out, walk out, walk out, hot girl, walk out. Walk out, walk out, walk out, hot girl, walk out.
ain't met no one as villains this. Baddest in the bits. If I pull up to the dealership, leaving with a whip. On my own, taking shit, they living it. Cause I'm killing it. Keep it real, they ain't messing with the kid. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. If I link you and your friend, would that make me a oh? I want the black and the blue, F it, I don't know. I'ma need some white guts, call that Jon Snow. Then I'm off again, they can never send. I'm a 10, never beg friend, illest with the pen. In the ends, back then, had to make ends meet. Now when I touch street, it's a me angry. Running up and down the block, stealing me up at the pot. Now we keep the spot hot, hella heat, we got a lot. It's South London, if we don't play bad for show, I have to step out our road and make some y'all know. Hey, my girl, walk out, my girl, walk out. You ain't got no doubts. Walk out, my girl, walk out. Raw talk, soon blow, soon blow, soon blow. Better act like you know. My girl, walk out. Hey.
Right then, Fresh Fridays here on Brekky in the Cave. Myself and Duke's Guy in the hot seat. We're going to be jumping on the phone with man like Luciferian in just a second. We're going to play one more banger in between that. But yeah, so when we're kind of like looking through today's listing, there's a really good selection actually, considering.
Yeah. I think it's well, if we came with some average tunes in this, well, I don't think there's any room for that, mate. There's no room for average behaviour. We got to keep the people pleased.
We got to keep everyone properly entertained.
Keep things ticking along.
So yeah, there's been a couple of really cool bits floating around. There's new Yasmin Lacey out. There's a new Jake Bob project, which actually came out on CD, which I don't know how he's managed that in the current climate. There's also new Bicep, which is amazing. There's new Little Dragon, new Jules, new Clips, Miss Banks, JK, and Miss Dynamite for the most unusual yet exciting collaboration I've seen in a long period of time.
Yeah. Is that the isolation rhythm? Everyone who was just around just threw a verse together?
It might be just everyone with a microphone, and everyone's just ended up in a Discord group. Something like that. Duchess has got a new one. There's new Coltrane, who's alongside Ruben James, Jay Prince, Vula, and Soweto Kinch. Really cool tune there. And there's new Camel Fat also. That's going to be our listing for the day. For the time being, though, I want to jump into today's South Point drop, we've got a new release out today, which is Earthnut with his new EP. Well, their new EP. This one goes by the name of Sea Anomaly. We're going to run this one, and then we're going to get into a conversation with Luciferian. Have you heard the EP, Juki?
No, I haven't got around to it yet, but it's on the list for sure. But I'll bang that one on when I'm doing some cleaning or something around the house.
Good stuff. Let's get into this one.
Get that Earthnut vibe. Hey.
Right then, guys, we are live on the Cubcam YouTube channel. This is Brekky In The Cave, and I am joined by Duke Sky and today's very special additional guest, Luciferian. How are you doing this morning, sir?
Yeah, I'm sweet, brother. How you doing?
I'm all good, man. I'm all good. It's good to speak to you. Obviously, you have been made a part of this pretty epic Discord group that we've currently got going on, so we are speaking quite regularly.
Super epic.
It's so much fun. But yeah, how are you doing, sir?
Wow. Yeah, all right, man. Made sure that I got up early just so I was out already and not sort of like, not hungover, but you know that sort of sleep hangover you have when you first wake up. Yeah, make sure I wasn't groggy in that. But yeah, man, how you doing?
I'm all good, sir. I'm all good. It's been an interesting couple of weeks. Obviously, it's an exciting time for you. You've got new music out. But yeah, first, before we get into like the music sort of chat, I want to kind of talk to you more specifically about like the current situation and how it's kind of like affecting you personally. Because I just get the feeling you're someone who's going to have like a lot of kind of very unique but exciting sort of coping methods, shall we say, for the current scenario.
Yeah, you're kind of right. Still, I mean, I found it overall quite positive in terms of just the personal experience I've had has been quite positive in terms of an added feeling of community that wasn't quite there before or wasn't as pronounced as before. There's this feeling of like connectivity with like the planet pretty much, because obviously we're all in the same boat at the moment. So that's been like the main sort of thing I've been hit with, as opposed to all this fuckery or whatever.
Interesting. Like when you're kind of like putting together like, I don't know, what you're doing for day-to-day scenarios, like how's each day looking for you?
Well, it's basically a battle against boredom. Pretty much, but I'm trying to give myself enough things to do which are like just keep me busy. So I mean, obviously standard things like just doing house chores and that, just keeping the house tidy, which obviously cluttered house, uncluttered brain sort of thing.
Happy home, happy dog.
Yeah, exactly, man. So it keeps you busy, and plus it gives you like more mental well-being. Playing a lot of chess, a lot more, obviously, now that I've got a lot more free time. So I've sort of been improving my chess, and my ELO rating has gone up by about 100 points.
Jeez.
Just writing music and just trying to like, basically, it's giving me the excuse to be productive. Do you know what I mean? Whereas before, the reason I put out this single/EP is because of what's happened. It's basically the boredom has bred productivity in some strange way.
Do you think that it's purely a case of now you've got more time to actually organise the release and put it out, or do you think that now you just have more time on your own to ponder it and you're like, you've sort of motivated yourself?
Yeah, the last thing you said, because like I just like felt like beforehand where I didn't have so much free time, there was always excuses not to do things.
Yeah.
And now there's no excuse.
Nah, exactly.
Sort of like it's sort of like, all right, I've got this time, I've got to be productive. And I've seen a couple of people say like, use this time to be productive, learn a language, rah, 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 rah. So I was like, all right, this is like, I need to be productive. And I was like, I finally need to release this unreleased music that I've got. And I've been trying to package it previously. I'm trying to package it as an EP or something before, and sort of, I made a post yesterday on Facebook just saying I kept coming up with these names. They were too mundane.
Yeah.
And nothing was really clicking. And then now, because of the lockdown, I just sort of, it was more of a kick yourself up the arse. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't even care what the name is. Like, I'm just going to put something out, and it's more important to have the music out there than to fuss over sort of intricacies and trying
exactly. I think part of that, like, not to go into too much of like a psychological breakdown, but I think it's a common case with musicians. You'll sort of fuss over the minute details, almost as just a way to procrastinate, even if it's subconsciously, just to delay, like putting your work out and potentially receiving that judgment. That's my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, well, maybe not necessarily not just to like procrastinate, But it could be like a partial reason, the procrastination, but I think musicians are just fiddly with their stuff anyway. You know what I mean? They're proper protective, like they want it to be
perfectionists.
Yeah, man.
But you're chasing the perfection that doesn't even exist most times. That's what I feel anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was all included in my post I made yesterday, but it's sort of, yeah, man, just like after a while, your fiddliness is gonna be the death of you. Do you know what I mean? So you just got to kick yourself and get out.
Exactly.
Most definitely, man. I think it's quite unusual when you look at it from the different point of view between the sort of production side of things and from a vocalist's side of things as well. In regards to like that sort of perfectionism angle, because there's different things you're trying to perfect. When you're doing it from the sort of vocal angle, I'm assuming there's a lot more kind of emphasis on like sort of flows and getting your breathing patterns right and making sure there's enough emphasis in your voice. When it's the production side, you're focusing so much on like almost minute details that no one else may necessarily even hear.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it's different, and I think it depends whether your setup is at home or not. Because when your setup is at home, and you've got a studio at home, you can afford to like mess around and like focus on the minute details. But my studio is like 100-mile round trip, so it's 50 miles there, 50 miles back. Obviously, that cost me like a fair bit of dough just to get there and back, plus the studio cost itself. So for me, it's sort of like I pay for my hours and I make use of those hours. So before I even go to the studio, I've got everything. So most of it cracked down to a T, so I know all my bars, I know how it flows. And then once I'm in studio, I won't probably do more than 3 takes. Normally it's 1 take because I literally can't afford not to, do you know what I mean? I can't afford to mess around and fiddle about. So when I go to SB Studios over in Southeast London, it's sort of, all right, I'll try to get 2 songs out in 3 hours, that including mixing and mastering downtime. And I've got to make use of all my time, so I can't afford to mess around.
Yeah.
But if I was at home, my music would be finely tweaked. Do you know what I mean?
It's a lot more fluid. I think if you got your own space to work, whereas it's like it's kind of like a sport. If you're going to a studio, like you do all your training and then you go there on the day and you've got to execute it perfectly.
Exactly.
That's quite an interesting way of putting it, Juki, to be fair. There's a line that always jumps out at me from an old Little D tune from back in the day, which is literally, when I go studio, I rehearse all my bars fully through so I can bang them out one time. That's a bar I remember from years and years ago from Little D, and it always sticks with me in this conversation.
Yeah, it's stuck with you.
Especially when you're paying for studio time, it makes all the difference, you know what I mean?
Definitely, yeah. Right, should we get into the first track off this 2-tracker then?
Yeah, boy.
So this one is More Time. Now, talk me through this tune.
Okay, More Time. Basically, I actually wrote this tune in about an hour. Basically, this was last summer, and I remember I was playing Fortnite. I was just there banging out the PlayStation, and Jake Bob hit me up saying, "Oh, I've got these tunes." And I went through them, found this one, and I just started writing to it. And then literally like half an hour later, I was just like, yeah, I've got the tune finished, mate. And it was basically, I was just sitting down and I just cracked it out. It's one of those moments where you just have a flood of creativity, and it's, you know, when you get in the zone and it's just everything is coming out perfect, sort of thing.
Definitely.
It was one of them ones, and then it's just been sitting on my laptop for about a year, or maybe slightly less than a year, and it's finally time to release it. So
good stuff. Well, you know what? If there is one positive to take out of the current scenario, it does mean that a lot of music that may necessarily wouldn't have been at the forefront of people's minds is finally going to get released. If you know what I mean, it means people are finally going to use this time to go, right, I need to get some music out. I've got this in the locker. It's finally time to get it out there.
We have to understand that this is probably the only time in our lifetimes that we're going to have the general public's undivided attention.
Yeah.
I don't think this will ever happen again, where the whole world is just looking for shit to do.
It's interesting. You think this will never happen again at all, ever?
No. I think when the last time that happened, when people was cooped up like this, probably hiding from the war. Well, not hiding from the war, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, I think it will happen again. I just think they're rare events. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. In our lifetime, I can't see it.
I think this might be ours.
It's a crazy world.
This might be our one. Yeah. No, there's I've seen like a graph of it where there's like an event which like affects the entire world, and it's around like every 70 to 80 years that it happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, there we go. Let's get into this one then. This one is More Time, Luciferian, produced by man like Jake Bob. Don't go anywhere. We're live on Brekky In The Cave. It's the Cubcam YouTube channel. Duke Sky and Luciferian are on the phone.
And you sing good. And make love good. Won't see a phone in my hand cause I don't own one. Tryna build a monopoly. Out with a banker, I don't wanna own no one. I don't wanna own no P. Won't see a phone in my hand cause I don't own one. Tryna build a monopoly. Out with a banker, I don't wanna own no one. I don't wanna own no P. Won't see a phone in my hand cause I don't own one. Tryna build a monopoly. Out with a banker, I don't wanna own no one. I don't wanna own no P. Won't see a phone in my hand cause I don't own one. Tryna build a monopoly. Out with a banker, I don't wanna own no one. I don't wanna own no P. Ain't had a phone in about 4 years cause it distracts me more time, but I still got my MacBook here and that thing takes up most of my time. Trust me, technology is the thing that pisses my girlfriend off more time. When I bang out PS4 with the lads, but for my girl I need to make more time. Ain't had a phone in about 4 years cause it distracts me more time, but I still got my MacBook here and that thing takes up most of my time. Trust me, technology is the thing that pisses my girlfriend off more time. When I bang out PS4 with the lads, but for my girl I need to make more time. And I play Fortnite, you're too weak like a Fortnite. That's a bait bar but it's alright, and when I argue with my girl, I'm always right. 3 rights to the left. Never have the mic on my left. I'm old school like Cha-Cha Slide. Charlie Brown, slide to the left, slide to the right, do the reverse. If I'm on mic, then I'm slewing the verse. I don't wanna do a tune with you, cause your whack bars will ruin the verse. You've been dead for ages, I'll put you in the hearse. Skyberry will feed you to the birds. Otherwise, cremation in the church. Word, cycle of life has just occurred. You need to decompose in the earth. Make space for a new life, new birth. I do Aleister Crowley magic, Madam Blavatsky hit you with a curse. I was born to conduct like Tesla, best know that I got power in my words. Thought that you could terrorize me like ISIS, till I fall back to the Kurds. Word, never it's my term. Got a beard like I'm from the Middle East, that's none of your concern. Don't look at me so funny on the train. I ain't here to explode or burn, unless we're talking about music, in which case won't see a phone in my hand cause I don't own one. Tryna build a monopoly. Out with a banker, I don't wanna own no one. I don't wanna own no P. Won't see a phone in my hand cause I don't own one. Tryna build a monopoly. Out with a banker, I don't wanna own no one. I don't wanna own no P. Won't see a phone in my hand cause I don't own one. Tryna build a monopoly. Out with a banker, I don't wanna own no one. I don't wanna own no P. Won't see a phone in my hand cause I don't own one. Tryna build a monopoly. Out with a banker, I don't wanna own no one. I don't wanna own no P. Ain't had a phone in about 4 years cause it distracts me more time, but I still got my MacBook here and that thing takes up most of my time. Trust me, technology is the thing that pisses my girlfriend off more time. When I bang out PS4 with the lads, but for my girl I need to make more time. Ain't had a phone in about 4 years cause it distracts me more time, but I still got my MacBook here and that thing takes up most of my time. Trust me, technology is the thing that pisses my girlfriend off more time. When I bang out PS4 with the lads, but for my girl I need to make more time.
Right then, we're inside the building. That one there, More Time, Luciferian on that one, produced by man like Jake Bob. Wicked tune. So when you're putting together a tune, Lucy, like what's the first sort of thing you kind of put together? Do you go verses first? Do you go chorus first? Or do you just kind of write down random ideas as it goes?
I mean, it completely depends. With this particular one, it starts with bars a lot of the time. Mostly it starts with verses, and this one did. But this one was just sort of fluid. It was straight from the sitting down there, and it was just the pen was just writing itself, sort of thing. But yeah, it came with verses first.
Okay,
it's good when it does that like that.
But also sometimes I think I might have written the hook separately previously, possibly, because that's a lot of the time that happens. I'll just have hooks already there and
little copy and paste.
Yeah, and it'll just be like, oh wow, this merges really well. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, a lot of the time that's just how it works. But
I think it's good to have hooks on deck because hooks are a lot more moldable than verses, obviously. So.
But yeah, man. No, actually, for this song, I just remember for this song, I did write I wrote the verses first, but the hook was written with this. It's for the other one that the hook was separate.
When you're writing, so obviously you're someone who, when you're on set, obviously has a lot of memorable kind of sing-alongs and stuff like that. Would you say most of them do end up becoming hooks?
A lot of them do, and that's probably the reason why, if you know what I mean. When a lot of MCs, they'll go and practice their bars or test their bars on radio, and some of them just, obviously, some jump out and bang, do you know what I mean? And those ones like, yeah, that needs to be a hook. I remember listening to Logan Sama's podcast, and he was talking about how like he might have an MC on his radio set, for instance, and the MC will spray a bar, and like Logan in his head will be like, that would be a perfect hook. And then he said that he will sometimes be like, look, that bar you spat is a perfect hook. You should make that into a tune and put it on my label. And that was like that was his thinking, that when he has MCs on his radio sets, sometimes a bar comes out to him and he has this brain flash, and it's like, this needs to be a hook for a song. And
his dollar signs.
So like all these little things, I listen to these podcasts, and I take these little gems and bits of advice and try and like apply them to my own life and my own, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a process for you that's like constantly evolving. Like, what would you say, is there one bit of advice when you're songwriting that always sticks with you?
There's different ones. The one that top of my head at the moment is when it comes to writing bars. I can't remember who was saying it, but it was basically saying, like, they were saying, when I hear you spit bars, I want to like be able to like decipher your life. Like, I want to know what you're about. When I hear your bars, I want you to be telling me a story about who you are. Not just, I'm the best MC, I got the best bars, rah 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 rah. Like, that's sort of like cliche and boring. And he was saying, whoever it was, that's what he wants to hear when he's listening to an MC. He wants to hear like individuality in the lyrics, and that was one thing that really really stuck with me. And I sort of, my writing style since then has been a bit more catered towards that. Not 100% of the time, but more so. And that's advice that I've tried to spread amongst my MC friends as well. Like, look, you need to be writing about you, because like, we're all individuals, and that's what makes us interesting. And your lyrics ain't going to be interesting if they're not individual, do you know what I mean?
Ultimately, that's what's going to separate you from the pack. When people are looking at this vast quantity of MCs, you need to have some individualistic skills and facets. And I think, obviously, speaking about your own life and your own experiences, no one else can do that. So.
No, exactly, man. So that's even though I'd already been sort of practicing that in a way, it wasn't that specific idea, so to speak, and that sort of specific idea, probably because I was already inclined in that sort of way, it just really stuck with me, and it's been sort of a prominent line in my head when I've been writing.
Just on the subject of writing, with you specifically, obviously you incorporate all these intergalactic themes and phrases and everything.
Yeah.
Is that a conscious effort? Like, do you have these set things before you go in, or does it sort of like just come together at the time? Or a bit of both?
A bit of both. I mean, like, I try to write what I'm interested in, and I have a massive fascination with the science and space. And I mean, recently, in the last couple of days, I've been trying to like watch a lot of sci-fi, just to basically change my perspective, because I lose this perspective sometimes, where like I almost imagine myself. Like, I don't imagine myself as, like, in my area. I try to imagine myself, like, in the solar system. Like a mass, like zooming out of your body and imagining, like, your place in the universe. Do you know what I mean? But people only imagine their place in the universe, like, in terms of a global scale at the max. And I try to do it on a sort of...
broaden the imagination.
Yeah, I try to imagine myself, like, on one of the wings of the Milky Way. Do you know what I mean? And like looking at another arm of the Milky Way, and like this very vast, massive expanse that we live in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So things like that, there is my interest and like fascination. So I try to include them in my music. Do you know what I mean?
Very nice indeed. Very nice indeed. So we're going to move into the second track off this project next. Now, as far as I'm aware, this one is self-produced, isn't it?
Yeah, boy.
So this is obviously a whole different area for us to kind of explore before we get into it. Like, how long have you been producing it alongside MCing, essentially?
Well, I was doing music production at college, and I'd always tinkered with it a tiny bit. I had Fruity Loops on my, like, this old whacked out PC that I had, and I mean, I didn't use it that much, but I'd always been inclined to do it. And I did it at college alongside my music course. It was a diploma course, so production was included. And then when I copped a MacBook for my music, when I was like, not long after I started spitting again from like 2015, 2016, I just like, I need to start producing again. And I had free software, I had GarageBand on the laptop. So I was just producing on there for ages, and then I moved on to Logic. So I've been producing probably 5 years.
Okay,
but 5, like, sort of, when I say seriously, it's still not serious, but I've been producing seriously for 5 years, and then before that I was tinkering about.
Okay, so there's been like, it's not like a new thing for you to put together instrumentals then?
No.
Is it a new thing for you to be vocaling your own bits though?
Yeah, so I've written a lot of music to my beats, but I'm quite shy when it comes to my production stuff. So like, I don't, like, a lot of people who produce, they don't like to put their stuff out because they're not sure if they're happy with it or not. And with this tune, My Skin, it was another case of kicking myself up the arse a bit. Look, this is quite an interesting one. This could bang, because it's just so different. And I just had to kick myself, and look, I brought the actual project file to the studio and let my engineer sort of twiddle with it, so I didn't have to master it, so to speak, if you know what I mean. I'd already done a sort of a home master, which I'm not too sure whether it's good or not. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I brought the project file and let him tweak it while I'd vocaled it.
Okay, there we go. Let's get into this one then. This one is My Skin, Luciferian on this one, produced by himself as well. Jukes Guy and Lucy are both on the phone with me this morning. It's Brekky in the Cave.
Hey. Yeah. Yeah. Procrastination still at PS3. Relief in the cesspit, don't get FU float electric, still get shut down at EMP. Combust like TNT, you DEAD. Pass the mic, best alive, that's far from right like BMP. Take a chance, roll the dice, that's D&D. Blue eyes, rat dragon, treat them out like cannon. Shots make you jump like salmon. Hunger for the mic, to the Irish famine. Please don't act like Max Brannon if you won't roll the dice like backgammon. No motivation, push through this constipation. We smoke float to the constellation. Shame you ain't Snapchatting to capture the mind frame. You're still sat in my space while the world walks by. Drowning as turquoise like this ain't this world. You won't see a turtle fly. 1p LSD, give me purple side. We drown in this purple light. Dead lives but work all night, no. Self-control so we burn all night till we sleep and I reach that astral projection. Inquisitor, so I'm asking a question. Mushroom give you that fractal reflection. Why am I lacking affection? On set it's best to stand to attention, cause them shots they fly like a western. Don't wanna get in die R to the chest or the lower abdominal section. Words is back, I got the damn. Cough your lungs like a chest infection. Forward is the best direction. Move sideways to the 10th dimension. Trust, most of us want bars due to saturation, not contraception. I forgot to mention. Don't correlate ability with my complexion. Don't correlate ability with my skin. LUC strike like lightning. Don't correlate ability with my skin. LUC strike like lightning. Don't correlate ability with my skin. LUC strike like lightning. Don't correlate ability with my skin. LUC strike like lightning. Luciferian bringer of light. Darth Vader still whipping a mic. So tight, bring insight. Albert Hoffman take a trip on his bike. You don't wanna get hype. Never done rolled on my pit bike. Can we get light? Take your shit life and sever that quick with a flick knife. Multiple skills, that kid with a Swiss knife. Project vibrations from a windpipe. Make your hair stand up, get your skin like static. If you piss me off, the resulting bars might get ironic. This kid's dynamic like this, Mike. There's a party in my pants and your girl got an invite. So tell her to RSVP. She can swallow my ST earner. Then I'm gonna say that, mate, I meant earner. That's the earner for the third bar, still deeper than any of yours. You lack any intelligent force, but a 20 on the ground, that's setting in scores. Do not make me beat you up for any benevolent cause. I'm a peaceful guy and I don't wanna change, but I'll treat them out like a 12 gauge. Separate your skull from brains. What's that, you wanna play a game? A lot of crime here, but it ain't Ukraine. Don't care about Iraq, Saddam Hussein. I make the mic shutter, extracting the sound waves with butane. Words is back, I got the dang. Cough your lungs like a chest infection. Forward is the best direction. Move sideways to the 10th dimension. Trust, most of us want bars due to saturation, not contraception. I forgot to mention. Don't correlate ability with my complexion. Don't correlate ability with my skin. LUC strike like lightning. Don't correlate ability with my skin. LUC strike like lightning. Don't correlate ability with my skin. LUC strike like lightning. Don't correlate ability with my skin. LUC strike like lightning. Never do that.
Right then, that one there coming from Luciferian. What an absolute banger that one is. Produced by himself as well. That one going by the name of My Skin. Wicked tune. You were saying off air there slightly before how important like jazz is to you.
Yeah, man. There's particular jazz icons that I have a lot of respect for, like Dave Brubeck and Wes Montgomery. Wes Montgomery was a jazz guitarist, I think from the 50s. And when I was in college, like my friends just like sent me loads of music, like different types of music, like metal, jazz, classical music, like a whole bundle. Because I never had the internet, I got my friends to upload music onto USBs for me, so I could have music to listen to. And this was a selection of music he like sent me, and that included Wes Montgomery. And then in college we'd perform some Dave Brubeck tunes like Take 5, like do-dum, 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 do-dum.
The most weirdly time signature tune ever made.
Yeah, and I actually played keys and sang. We played, it was in 5/4. But yeah, man, jazz has just got a special place in my heart, so I had to like pay homage, you know what I mean?
Very nice, man, very nice. Well, both tunes are there, they're both out today, I believe, yes?
Yeah.
Wicked. Well, thank you for passing them over. We've been running them on the show all week, which has been really, really cool to see. Are you sitting on any other projects for the time being, or is it going to be pretty much a period of maybe producing for the next couple of weeks?
Well, I have not yet recorded music ready to record, so there is another EP like on the way, including one unreleased tune which is about just like 3 years old now, which is a complete gem that's been hidden from the public until the right time. But until then, it's just going to be writing some more music, playing a load of chess, and trying to keep fit and healthy and keep the house tidy. Do you know what I mean?
How are you doing fitness?
Pardon?
How are you handling like staying fit?
So I went for a run the other day, but I realised I haven't been run for a long time. So, but in terms of I do a lot of push-ups, sit-ups, leg-ups, sort of like calisthenics sort of stuff. Just at home, because I've got a pull-up bar and some push-up bars and stuff like that. So that's what I do quite a lot at the moment.
Nice. So it sounds to me more than anything else that you've kind of worked out a routine kind of quite quickly.
Yeah, well, I sort of had a routine there already, and it was just like utilising it, and really utilising it at the moment. Because of all the spare time we've got, it was like, okay, this is a perfect time to utilise it, plus add other things in.
Okay, really cool. So what we're going to kind of finish up with then is just asking what are you up to for the rest of today specifically, and then we're going to jump into Fresh Fridays.
Just promoting the EP. It drops at 12. So it drops in 1 hour on SoundCloud, YouTube, and Bandcamp. So I'm going to be pushing that up, uploading it onto Bandcamp, ready for people to buy and if they want to, of course. And then I'm just going to spend that whole day promoting and pushing this out.
Very nice. Like when this is all over, are you going to be putting any like videos and things together for it?
Potentially. So I tried the DIY music video at home. I've been recording some footage. I'm not sure if I'm happy with it, but it's potential. I just need to make more space on my laptop because it's in a perpetual state of needing to be cleared. I'm like sitting under a gig at the moment, and so when I make some more space, I'm gonna try and edit that and see where that comes out, and then I've got potential net video for one of those tunes. So yeah.
Should you use like the Triller app and stuff like that, just to improvise?
I don't have a smartphone, so my phone is like from like the 1900s. So
off grid, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much a trap phone. So so I can't be using none of that Triller and none of that. But I do have my camera, so I've been trying to just use that for freestyles. And this is the first time I've thought about doing more than a freestyle, trying to actually make some footage to put an actual video together. So we'll see. And there's a radio set I'm going to be uploading soon as well with Jake Bob, Bank UK, Charlie Trees, Pops English, from our 1020 radio show not too long ago. So that's going to be up on my YouTube soon as well.
Very nice.
Just on the topic of your net videos, I've got to say kudos for the the lyrics as well, going along with the tracks. I know that must take a minute, but it's definitely a worthwhile addition.
It doesn't take too long, so to be fair. Obviously, it takes like time and effort, but I enjoy it, and it doesn't take a stupid amount of time. I only use iMovie because that's all I've got. But it serves what I need to do. And I sort of learned that adding lyrics to my freestyles sort of helps
so much.
Yeah, no, it does so much. So, and obviously a lot of bars seem to go over people's heads. So,
and even in just a simple case of catching someone's eye when they're scrolling down the timeline, I think it does a lot in that aspect as well.
Yeah, well, people are more likely to engage if they see subtitles for some strange reason. I'm not sure why, but
yeah,
it's an interesting point though. I remember whenever I saw like I don't know, like a Unilad video or something like that, they always had subtitles on.
Yeah, well, it's so that you can watch the video without actually not having any audio or even opening the tweet or whatever it is.
Same as when I did the Trash Bags BBC interview, and they did the same thing as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, there we go then. Right then, Lucy, it's been an absolute pleasure this morning. Best of luck with everything today.
Lucy! All right, my guys, thank you very much, man.
Big up, bro. Good to catch up, man.
Always an absolute pleasure, man.
Everyone, make sure you subscribe as well because this show is popping. So
thank you, sir. Thank you. Right, Dukey, we're going to get into this one next from Yasmin Lacey. This is the first of today's Fresh Friday editions. This one is On Your Own, her brand new single. We're massive fans of Yasmin Lacey.
Yeah, huge fans.
Right, so let's get into this one then. Don't go anywhere. We are live on Brekky In The Cave.
Bad things will happen in our lives, but we must keep a high vibration. Don't let the grind get you down, even though that shit will try us. Grace said emancipate our minds, so we can all live freely. Sounds so simple, but they're right. Peace and love and understanding. Tell me, are you right inside? Are you feeling right inside? On your own. Tell me, are you right inside? Are you feeling right inside? On your own. Tell me, are you right? Tell me, are you right? How you feel inside? Your side. Tell me how you feel inside. They will try to bring us down, but no, they can't take our reality. The pain learned is lessons, guides, and knowledge is our power. The rare and the real remind, and we're stronger than we feel today. Oh, tell me, are you right? How you feel inside? How do you feel on the inside? Got to on your own.
Yasmin Lacey on that one. Own Your Own, it goes by the name of. That's a confusing name to say. But really, really smooth tune, that one. We are into Fresh Friday, so we are going to be rating and slating every tune that comes up. So for this one, what is your opinion on this one?
Yeah, I love it. It's exactly what we've come to expect from Miss Lacey. And yeah, it doesn't disappoint. I think that's exactly what you want. That's what you want to wake up to on any day, but particularly a nice sunny day like this. Also, just want to note, I want to have it on record that the weather is currently actively mocking us right now.
Yeah, actively going, ha 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 ha.
It's crazy.
Literally sat in the sky going, ha ha ha, can't have any of this.
The first couple of days you had to laugh, but now I'm actually kind of vexed.
Yeah, it literally is as though the weather literally waited exactly until the official lockdown was announced, and then just boom, no one's allowed outside.
But luckily we got some Yasmin Lacey to help us get through it.
That's
so
what we're
it's
talking
all good.
about. Do you want to take the rating on this one?
Yeah, I'm gonna start us off with a big flow then.
Big flowers, big 4-5.
Yeah, big 4-5.
Big 4-5, nice. So we're going to get into this next one. So a very unusual collaboration, this one. Clips, Miss Banks, JK, and Miss Dynamite. It's a jungle tune from what I can tell.
Wow. Just added another spanner in the works.
Yeah, just for the fun.
Yeah, why not?
Right, let's get into it.
How I miss again. Long time in a come again. Every time it touch on money reading problem. Wanga tell your bedroom, say wanga tell your friend we are the remedy, we are the thing. Me say again. Long time in a come again. Every time it touch on money reading problem. Understand, I know you like it. Hear them ball up, pull it up and rewind it. Hey yo, they ain't never better than me. You ain't never met a real killer MC. Name hold weight, that's 100 MT. Lick off a shot and leave the clip empty. I am mean, you ain't messing with the team. Brothers loving off my thing, they see me in their dream. Busting out the jeans, get it popping like the seam. Laser beam, you ain't messing with the team. How I miss again. Long time in a come again. Every time it touch on money reading problem. Wanga tell your bedroom, me say wanga tell your friend we are the remedy, we are the thing. Me say again. Long time in a come again. Every time it touch on money reading problem. Understand, I know you like it. Hear them ball up, pull it up and rewind it.
Let it go, let it go, let it go.
Boom. Every time they see me when I step into the room, pulling out the camera, see the flash and do the zoom. You know it's a madness when I'm mashing up the tune. But I'll spin your favourite rapper, man, I'll send him to the moon. Long time, good to see you soon. Still a rapper, still a actor, been a trapper, been a goon. This me by the morning, they won't live to see the noon. Ba-ba-boom, ba-ba-boom.
How I miss again. Long time in a come again. Every time it touch on money reading problem. Wanga tell your bedroom, me say wanga tell your friend we are the remedy, we are the thing. Me say again. Long time in a come again. Every time it touch on money reading problem. Understand, I know you like it. Hear them ball up, pull it up and rewind it. See me, see the hit, girl I come. See me, say me just calm down. So calm down. You not really want no one, no. And you don't wanna take this thing too far again. Long time in a come again. Every time it touch on money reading problem. Wanga tell your bedroom, me say wanga tell your friend we are the remedy, we are the thing.
Right then, that one there coming from Clips, Miss Banks, JK, and Miss Dynamite. That one's blown me away without a shadow. That's a madness.
Yeah, you do have to be privy to that ending as well, because it's quite an abrupt one, but I love that.
Literally just comes out of nowhere and goes, ha-ha, it's finished. Like that.
Yeah, done. We're done here.
Done. But yeah, wicked tune. It's not a collaboration link-up I thought I would ever see or would ever think of, but whoever put this one together, absolute genius. I love Miss Banks over Jungle. That's my new decision.
Yeah, definitely.
And also JK over it. Do you know what this track reminds me of? It reminds me quite a lot of like a Sidewinder event or like a Devotion event where you'd have like 4 or 5 MCs like going and doing their like individual verse and then it like dropping in between. It has that vibe about it.
Jeez, yeah, no, I know what you're saying. That's what I was just mentioning off there. I could see this really going off live, like in a rave or a festival or something like that.
I think
everyone together.
This is like a perfect festival tune for like a Miss Banks or whatever to bring out JK and Miss Dynamite.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely, man. I think this is my favourite so far. This is a rating of from me, and it's getting a straight 5, like straight up. I like the fact that it's 2 minutes 27 and it's got 4 features.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the common length of the tracks today. It's definitely coming up to around about the 2.5 minute length.
2.5 minutes. Because the thing is, it doesn't seem the actual verses don't seem rushed. It's like everyone has like an 8-bar. Or a 16 bar, and then it cuts in and out of that really catchy hook. I just think it's a really well put together tune, to be honest. Whoever the A&R was that went, right, let's do this. Let's get all of you guys on this one thing. I think JK in the middle as well actually it's quite cool having JK in the middle doing his thing alongside his. Definitely.
Yeah. That's good.
And then obviously Miss Dynamite comes in at the end with like the sort of classic sort of vocal lines and stuff. It's just really well put together. Also, sick to see Miss Dynamite back. It's always sick to see Miss Dynamite.
Definitely.
Absolute legend in UK music. So, coming up next, we do have this one from Duchess. This one is Blame. I did spot this one this morning. It's a new artist to me. I've heard the name, but never really heard any music from. Have you heard anything from Duchess before?
No, I can't say I have. Well, not to my recollection. It may have crossed my ears in passing, but I don't recall it.
Cool. Let's get into this one then. Don't go anywhere.
If it was over, I would be sober by now. Get up off this sofa, 'cause I got shit to do to figure it out. I tried to chase the sun, but end up getting lost. Done wasting my love. Can you blame me? Can you blame me? I've fallen more than once. It's hard to get back up. So easy to give up. Can you blame me? And even when I tried to make a difference, there was always something that was missing. Why'd you have to be so damn dismissive? So I blame it all on this lust. Blame it all on the song. Got fed out of love, but I still wanna fuck with you. Lose my mind 'cause I needed closure. But when you come closer, I don't look too young to know better. So you should just keep a safe distance from me. I've fallen more than once. It's hard to get back up. So easy to give up. Can you blame me? And even when I tried to make a difference, there was always something that was missing. Why'd you have to be so damn dismissive? So I blame it all on this lust. Blame it all on the song. Got fed out of love, but I still wanna fuck with you. You was on my... You overstepped, I overlooked. Oh my God, I misunderstood. Rip these pages, close the book. Take my song and rewrite the book. You overstepped, I overlooked. Oh my God, I misunderstood. Rip these pages, close my book. Take my song and rewrite my hook. And even when I tried to make a difference, there was always something that was missing. Why'd you have to be so damn dismissive? So I blame it all on this lust. Blame it all on the song. Got fed out of love, but I still wanna fuck with you. Losing my mind.
Sounds of, we don't really know how it's being pronounced. It's Duches. Is it Dukes or Duchess or I don't really know.
Douche. Duchess. Yeah. I have no idea. That's gesund to me, I have to say.
But yeah, it's a very, very cool tune.
Yeah, no, who cares what the name is? The tune's good.
The actual track title goes by the name of Blame. Do you want to take this one?
Yeah, I'm gonna go 3-5.
Go to 3-5. Okay, cool. Any what's the reason behind the big 3-5?
Well, it's a medium size 3-5. I think it's this is what it says on the tin. I think it's nice enough. but I won't be. I'll be adding it to a playlist, but I won't be rushing to bang it on.
Okay, cool. So it's one that would kind of sit in that sort of like 9th, 10th place on a new listing.
Yeah. It'd be somewhere around it.
No, that makes sense. I mean, it's a cool tune. It's very much on this kind of like new crossover sort of area between R&B and sort of neo soul. It's in this sort of unknown bracket in between.
Yeah, it's hardly been touched, that area. So, God, we need some more.
We need some more of this sort of sound. Just not even necessarily better, just a bit more encapsulating, I'd say.
Yeah. I think it's the sound of the moment. I think whether you're from the UK or the US, I think that's definitely what singers, songwriters are leaning towards. So
this sort of unusual middle ground.
That's it, yeah.
Right, so next up we've got a new one from Jake Bob. This is off his brand new project, Rural. This is him alongside Sooty with a track called Cellar Door. It's a very different style of tune from Jake Bob, so we're going to get into this one now. Gone 11:15 here. We are live on the Cubcam YouTube channel. It's Brekky In The Cave with myself and Duke Sky.
Let's get it.
To go, my show, my G, just don't give it up. Just a little more, just a little more. If you're gonna tell me I can't, well that's fine, just don't chat to me on my day. Heard it all before.
Yeah, when my time is done, I just watch the clocks cause my second hand is ticking for a rollie. Sitting up in studio with bromies and I get the cheese and bread like I'm a toasty. Stick it in the pot, I slow roast that. I'm out for the most stacks like Hansel and Gretel, me. I'm leaving the most tracks. Got plants, no petals, me. I'm seizing the crow bags. No ramp now, settle down cause I don't wanna blow bags. Try and keep a lid on it, cause life is full of jokers, you won't riddle this. Lost guys so hopeless in the middle, I just soak up on the Skittles, try get rid of it. I only hold one L, that's the captain, and I'm trying to get into it. Spirits in my head and in my bloodstream, my mind's racing, I gotta sprint with it.
I will go where I need to go, my show, my G, just don't give it up. Just a little more, just a little more. If you're gonna tell me I can't, well that's fine, just don't chat to me on my day. Heard it all before.
Pick it up and gather the pace. I wanna be the first around with a platinum tape. Put me in the burst and found if my words don't make a sound, cause I'm aiming for the loud version, platinum apes. And all I want is heavy, so I'm gathering weight. But far too many MCs are just flaccid and fake. I don't sit on my ass and just wait. I got drive and that's some passengers way. Jump around on decks like James Brown. Swear these days that's why I'm losing weight. People say just fake it till you make it. I ain't moving, mate. I brush up well, I don't want to decay. The place I live is backwards like Tudor days. Facing up to facts can be the hardest thing to do, but when you do it, mate, and the truth's obtained, you'll have a clear sight and remove the pain.
I will go where I need to go, my show, my G, just don't give it up. Just a little more, just a little more. If you're gonna tell me I can't, well that's fine, just don't chat to me on my day. Heard it all before, heard it all before.
Sounds of Jake Bob and Sooty on that one. Cellar Door, that one is out today via his new album, Rural. Wicked tune. How are we feeling about this one, Dukey?
Yeah, that's mad. That's might be my favourite one from Jakey. I'm not gonna lie.
How come?
The night's just well, I think if it was up to me, this one probably be getting a 5. This one be getting a 5 because I can't really find anything wrong with it. The beat's nice, his verses are sick, and I love Sooty, man. She's a very good writer as well as having that nice cadence as well.
Really, really nice. Yeah, it's a wicked tune, man. I like what I like what Jake Bob's doing. I like the fact he's very much expanding his kind of bracket, but still keeping it undoubtedly still him, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's nice to step outside your usual comfort zone.
So for this one, I'll tell you what, if you're going to give it a 5, do you want to swap and take this one and I'll take the next one?
Yeah, I was going to say, don't let me influence your decision, but go on then, yeah, I'll take it.
You'll take it and give this one a 5.
Yeah, I can't see much wrong with that.
Yeah, same to be honest. Like, it's you know what it is for me. I really, really like the tune. I like the layout of the tune. It might just be because I'm so used to hearing Jake Bob over sort of grime, sort of paced instrumentals that something hasn't kind of like clicked with me perfectly. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. I think I don't think hip hop is, or the UK hip hop specifically, is as palatable for you as it is for me.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. But yeah, I'd have probably given it a 4 or 5, but I'm happy to jump it up to the 5, basically. So we'll do that. Next up, we have some more sort of mainstream tech house flavours. This one coming from Camel Fat and Carrie Golden. This is their brand new single, Freak. We're going to get into this one next. Don't go anywhere. It's the Cubcam YouTube channel.
Switch up.
I can't help the way that I think. Got trained in the brain with recurring refrain. Yeah, this is what you did to me. Would you blame me if I was a freak? I can't help the way that I think. Got trained in the brain with recurring refrain. Yeah, this is what you did to me. This is what you did to me. This is what you did to me. Over and over and over and over. Now this is what you did to me. Would you blame me if I was a freak? Come prepared for what you seek, because it is not for the weak. Yeah, this is what you did to me. This is what you did to me.
Sounds of Camel Fat and Carrie Golden on that one, Freak. I won't lie, I'm not blown away.
No, well, that's fair enough. I think, they're definitely capable of a banger as well, particularly around this time of year. I think it's when they come to life. Maybe it's the warm-up.
The warm up for what was meant to be the summer festival season, essentially.
Yeah, isolation station calling at one stop.
To be honest, I'm going to run with a three on this one. I mean, Camel Fat have done some amazing stuff in the past. For me, this is it just doesn't jump out at me more than anything else. I'll go 3. Every element's there. It's just not that exciting.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't have put it better myself.
So next up we have Atlas with Atlas. This one I wrote a review for this one on 3000 2 days ago. Absolutely love this tune. It sounds amazing. So we're gonna get into this one now. Have you heard anything from Bicep before?
No. But while we're in this housey vibe, I think let's carry on. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Amazing vibes on that one from Bicep. Absolutely loving that tune. Goes by the name of Atlas. Really, really cool, futuristic, spacey vibes. I expect nothing less from Bicep these days. Juki, how are you feeling about that one?
Yeah, I love that. I think that'll be getting added to a couple of playlists for, well, I was going to say for summer, but this might be it now.
Yeah, this is summer. Summer is this. This is what summer is. Summer is Fresh Fridays. Yeah. But yeah, really exactly. Cool. What are we going to go rating-wise on that one then?
This is you, mate. We doubled up, remember?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to go 4-5 on this one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You were telling me off air you're feeling this one, though.
Yeah, I'm going to go 4-5. I think it's got everything. For the type of tune it is, it's essentially like a house-inspired soundscape.
Right.
And to be honest, I think with tunes like this, there isn't really much more you can do to them to improve them. I think it's a 4-5 purely because I'm not a fan of it being 6 minutes long. That's pretty much the only reason. If you could condense everything that happens there down to 4 minutes, that for me would make it a better tune. But that's personal preference.
After the conversation just a little while ago about the 2.5 minute tracks, I think this is probably the other end of the spectrum. So somewhere in the middle, a happy medium.
Definitely, man.
That'd be good.
Definitely. So let's get into this one next from Little Dragon. This one is their new single, Where You Belong. We're live on the Cubcam YouTube channel. Don't go anywhere.
Hey.
If a summer lay by my side, these kids be growing fast, watching by my side. When clouds are overcast, you there. Whenever I'm lost, wake me up, my dear. When I open my eyes, I can't hear your voice. I can't see your smile. I have no choice to close my eyes till I know it's for sure. You've been there all along, right where you belong. Through the darkest maze, stay by my side. Over heaven's grace, right by my side, love. Don't it feel like a roller coaster ride? These are waves, bigger waves, moving with the tide. When I open my eyes, I can't hear your voice. I can't see your smile. I have no choice to close my eyes till I know it's for sure. You've been there all along, right where you belong. My dearest, you hear me? This empty room loud. We're in long conversations. I miss him so now. Oh, closer, much closer. You're where you belong. Where you lived and we love. Forever you living on. I can't see your smile. I have no choice. It's for sure. You've been there all along, right where you belong.
Sounds of Little Dragon on that one with Where You Belong. Smooth vibes on that one. How we feeling?
Yeah, I love that. I think it's well, exactly what we come to expect again. I think people are coming through It's a good selection, I have to say. I have to give all kudos to you for the selection this week. This was entirely
in
your hands, and yeah, you've done us proud.
There's some bangers in there, man. There's a lot of kind of what I'm clocking, I think, is people are trying to release the more sort of musical, laid-back things this week, apart of course, from that Clips, Miss Banks, JK and Dynamite tune, which is the definition of a dance floor tear-up. But, yeah, everything seems to have a bit of, like, a jazzy feel to it.
Yeah, well, I think that's, exactly what we want.
So what are we going rating-wise on this one?
I'm gonna go... Is it mine?
It is yours, yes. I've just done 2 in a row.
Oh, you just done 2? Yeah, right, okay, yeah. You should be doing all of them. I'm gonna go 4.
4, go for the 4? The solid 4?
Yeah. I'm gonna go Thor. We'll call that one the Chris Hemsworth.
The hammer.
Is that? Yeah. Is it Chris or Liam?
It's Chris. It's definitely Chris.
Yeah. We got the Chris Hemsworth for 4, and we got the Flowdown at 4-5.
And we've got the razor. We've got the razor for the big.
Oh yes. There we go.
So yeah, I'm happy with the 4 and that. Very smooth vibes. Again, not necessarily blowing me away, but there's nothing really wrong with it. I think that's pretty much the best way to describe it.
Yeah, it's a very apt description.
Right then, this one is coming from Ruben James, Coltrane, J Prince, Vula, and Soweto Kinch. This one is Mylena. Is it Mylena?
Is this
my line?
Yeah, I think so. Is it Soweto Kinch from Don't Flop, or am I going mad?
No, he is a jazz musician who essentially did a couple of Don't Flop battles because he can also freestyle pretty well.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I thought I vaguely remembered seeing him in a battle. Yeah, no, I remember him being very entertaining in that aspect. So, yeah, there we go.
There we go. Yeah, no, he's an award-winning saxophonist, I believe is the term.
Oh, and here I am reducing him to a Don't Flop battle.
Right,
my apologies, Soweto. Please forgive my ignorance.
See, this the kind of vibe that made me feel like all the stress, it don't matter. Got me in my feelings, now I need forever after. You know I'm new to this, but you could get me used to this. Just wanna take the time to please you. And if you believe that I'll be about it, baby, please, you should know I appreciate you. I've been lost without you. There's no reason that I shouldn't build my world around you, yeah. I feel a different blue and I gotta be without you. It's you ain't just no other part of me, you make everything shine. And I really need to smile. So won't you bang my line one time? 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 So when you call me, there's a tendency to rush it and go fast. These underrated treasures are the moments that won't last. Won't you get through to me? You don't know what you do to me. Just let me take the time to please you. And if you believe that I'll be about it, baby, please, you should know I appreciate you. I've been lost without you. There's no reason that I shouldn't build my world around you, baby. I feel a different blue and I gotta be without you. It's you ain't just no other part of me, you make everything shine. And I really need to smile. So won't you bang my line one time? Won't you bang my line one time? Yeah. Won't you bang my line one time? Won't you bang my line one time? Oh. But you still so cold, so cold. Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah.
Sure. Look, I put my feet in the rubble. I fit the piece to the puzzle. They want a piece of the pie. Reason that I say I love you, that something keeps me alive. There's no going back on the fact that I just needed some time. This world's crazy. Try to take me just for speaking my mind. Now Now it's time I start speaking my heart. I need the balance, facing challenges. I came with some scars. Can you love me for being me? Can you stand when we part? I'm building bridges just to get to your heart. There's many sharks in the ocean, the waves, the tides, the commotion. I dealt with second opinion, saying you've been the one. But here we are trying to figure out what to do with this love. What to do with this girl. I've been running from my fears, baby. I know you don't need that. I've been places, patient, something that a brother needed. Running from my fears, baby. I know you don't need that. I've been places, patient, something that a brother needed. Yeah.
We are in. That's the end of that one, coming from Ruben James and Coltrane, J Prince, Vula, and Soweto Kinch. What a selection on that one.
Yeah, that's huge. That little jazzy outro. Oof.
Top notch.
Yeah, there's not enough superlatives in my vocabulary to describe that one.
What we're going to go? It's my rating, isn't it?
Yeah, this is you now. This is actually you as well.
I'm going to go out there and say 5.
Ooh, giving it the razor.
I'm giving it the Ray. There's nothing really about this one that I don't like. That's the thing.
Boom, there we go. Yeah, no, I can't disagree with you there.
I think I just like every element of it. I really like the kind of the fact it moves around so many different features over this is a 4-minute 9-second tune. There's a lot of ground to cover, and it does it very, very smoothly. You just kind of float around. It's almost like being like like in Wallace and Gromit. This is going to be a very unusual analogy, but it'll make sense. When Wallace will go through his tube or whatever, and there'll be loads of different machines doing stuff, but you don't he doesn't really notice any of it because it's just part of the routine.
Yeah,
that's how I feel this tune.
Well, that's that. That's a good analogy, to be fair.
But yeah, I'm going to go 5 on this one. So we've got 2 5s, and we've got one more tune to go. So it could get very interesting. Now, considering I've picked the 2 5s, you're going to have to pick the winner.
Yeah.
There we go.
No, wait. What was it? What was your 2? We've got 3 then.
Have we got 3? Oh no, we've got 3, haven't we? Yeah. Oh, what the J-Bob tune?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Well, we've got one more to play. So if we have 4 5s, then it's all over the shop. But this one coming from Jules Busiswa and Jazz Karis. This one is Soweto Blues.
Yeah.
Come outside. Let the darkness of the world escape your eyes. Give it all away, it ain't meant for your life. Says one to no one. You got issues, baby. You got issues. You got issues, baby. You got issues, we got issues, yeah. Don't wanna talk about it, don't wanna leave without it. Give me a night without it. Don't wanna talk about it, don't wanna leave without it. Give me a night without it. You be like this, so call me when you lonely. You gave me love to heart when you need it. Just say the word and I'll come running to it. You be like this, so call me when you lonely. It's on a Vivi. 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 Don't wanna talk about it, don't wanna leave without it. Give me a night without it. Don't wanna talk about it, don't wanna leave without it. Give me a night without it. You be like this, so call me when you know it. You gave me love to heart when you need it. Just say the word and I'll come running to you. You be like this, so call me when you know it. If you find we can make it. If you mistake, it's fine.
This one coming from Jules Basiswa and Jazz Karis. That one is Soweto Blues. Wicked tune, that one. Juki, how are we feeling about this one?
Yeah, it's bordering on another 5. But yeah, no, it's again fantastic. Love Jazz Karis, love the beat. So yeah, it's a positive, uplifting show today. I think there's been a lot of just happy tracks.
That's what I think. That's what I was kind of looking for in the listings when we were going through bits. So what are we going to go rating wise on this one?
Is this me?
Yeah, but
I'm losing track of everything today. I'm gonna. Yeah, this is tough. This is. We said last week was good, but this is. I'd argue this is a better week. I'm gonna go. I'll go 4. I won't get too excited.
We'll go 4. Okay, cool. So we've got our 5s. We have got Jake Bob Celador. We've got Ruben James Coltrane, J Prince Vula, and Soweto Kinch with My Line. And we've got Clips, Miss Banks, JK, Miss Dynamite with, again, lots of people featured in the 5 category this week. So, interesting fact, they are all collaborations, which is quite interesting. So, if you had to pick one to get rid of, what would it be? This is interesting, because if we have different ones, we have a winner. And if we don't pick, if we have the same one, then we have to pick our favourite from the 2.
Yeah. What was your other one? What were your 2 again, sorry?
The Clips, Miss Banks, JK, Miss Dynamite tune, and the Ruben James Coltrane, J Prince Vula, Soweto Kinch tune with My Line. My Line, sorry.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, this is tough, man.
You can, of course, take out the Jake Bob one as well if you want.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. No, bearing that in mind. No, but I can't do Jakey like that because, as I said, it's probably my favourite one from him. And I can't have recency bias either because, obviously, that was the first one, or one of the first ones I heard today. I'm going to go... It's tough as well because I said it'd probably be track of the week if we were on the air. No, if that's your reaction, then I can't do it. I'll take out Soweto Kinch one.
Sort out Kinch. The one I would probably remove would be the Jake Bob one. Not because it's not a good tune in any way. It's got the 5, and that's completely fair. I think the other two just offer something up a little bit more.
Yeah. But are you sure that's not recency bias? Because you've heard the Soweto one just now.
No, I don't think it is. I think listening through them, I think Celador's a good tune. It's a wicked, as I said, it's got everything there. I just think the fact that My Line has all these different, has so many more elements to it. I think that's what levels it up. And the Clips tune was like we heard before the J Bob tune. So.
Okay. Well, I think if I said it was going to be track of the week and your reaction was as it just was, then I think the just winner should be. Mr. Animatic.
I'm going to agree with that, to be honest with you, sir. I think that is going to be our winner. So there we go.
Yeah.
We have
You need the applause song.
I can't, but we can clap on this. We can do one of those. There we go. So that's it. That's the end of the show. Thank you for watching, everybody. We have our winner. I'm going to run the Freshest Fry track again as we close out the show. So thank you to everyone who's been watching. Juki, what are you up to for the rest of the day, sir?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to probably venture onto the beach again at some point. Still in within my 2 meters of anyone else. Don't worry. But yeah, no, I can't just ignore these rays that are currently blazing down on us.
Nice.
What about you?
So I've got a little bit of work to do. I've got some artwork and stuff. Get all the shows prepped up for next week. Then going to enjoy my Friday night. I am watching. I am party sharing a film with my girlfriend tonight. That's our plan.
Nice. For me personally, on the docket, film-wise or TV-wise, Ozark has returned today. Anyone who didn't know, this is your final reminder.
There we go.
Ozark has now landed.
Ozark has landed season 3.
Give it a real chance as well, honestly, because I reckon you'd like it.
You see, everyone has said this, that they think I'd like it, but I'm what
was it? Was it just a bit slow for you?
Yeah, a bit slow. I don't know. It just felt all a bit. It just made me feel a bit queasy.
Fair enough. Well, as I say, it's not going to be for everyone. So
no. Right, then we're going to run this one to finish up the show. Thank you to everyone who has been locked in. Make sure you are liking the video, subscribing to the channel as well. We'll see you Monday.
Catch you next Friday.
Let's catch you next Friday, sir. See you later.
Yes.
How I miss again. Long time in a come again. Every time I touch on money reading problem. Wanga tell your bedroom, me say wanga tell your friend we are the remedy, we are the thing. Me say again. Long time in a come again. Every time I touch on money reading problem. Understand, I know you like it. Hear them ball up, pull it up and rewind it. Hey yo, they ain't never better than me. You ain't never met a real killer MC. Name hold weight, that's 100 MT. Lick off a shot and leave the clip empty. I am mean, you ain't messing with the team. Brothers loving off my thing, they see me in their dream. Busting out the jeans, get it popping like the seam. Laser beam, you ain't messing with the team. How I miss again. Long time in a come again. Every time I touch on money reading problem. Wanga tell your bedroom, me say wanga tell your friend we are the remedy, we are the thing. Me say again. Long time in a come again. Every time I touch on money reading problem. Understand, I know you like it. Hear them ball up, pull it up and rewind it.
Let it go, let it go, let it go.
Boom. Every time they see me when I step into the room, pulling out the camera, see the flash and do the zoom. You know it's a madness when I'm mashing up the tune. But I'll spin your favourite rapper, man, I'll send him to the moon. Long time, good to see you soon. Still a rapper, still an actor, been a trapper, been a goon. This me by the morning, they won't live to see the noon. Ba-ba-boom.
How I miss again. Long time in a come again. Every time I touch on money reading problem. Wanga tell your bedroom, me say wanga tell your friend we are the remedy, we are the thing. Me say again. Long time in a come again. Every time I touch on money reading problem. Understand, I know you like it. Hear them ball up, pull it up and rewind it. See me, see the hit, girl I come. See me, say me just calm down. So calm down. You not really want no one, no. And you don't wanna take this thing to move on again. Long time in a come again. Every time One got tell your Reggie